What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. Remember, before we get to those pitches, hit that subscribe button. Do it right now. You'll never regret being a part of the best baseball community on YouTube. And now, without further ado, here are my filthiest pitches of the day. I'm going to start with Lance McCullers, who had 7 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings, thanks to his famous knuckle curves. Just absolute hammers. He outdueled Reed Detmers, who had 6 strikeouts in 4 1/3 innings, thanks to these sliders and this gorgeous curveball. Jordan Montgomery had these dirty curveballs and changeup on his way to 4 strikeouts in 6 innings. He sure looks like a pitcher that the Yankees could use. David Peterson had these filthy sliders and changeup and had 6 Ks in 5 1/3 innings. His ERA this year, 3.32. Zach Davies had these changeups and had 5 strikeouts in 4 2/3 innings, giving up only 1 run. Alex Cobb had these dirty splitters and knuckle curve and had 7 strikeouts in 7 scoreless innings, giving up only 3 hits. Jeffrey Springs had 7 Ks in 5 2/3 scoreless innings, giving up only 4 hits, thanks to his fastballs and this changeup. His ERA this year, 2.62. Dean Kramer had 6 Ks in 6 innings, thanks to his changeups and cutters and his 96-mile-an-hour fastball. And look at this absolutely amazing changeup. That thing is disgusting. He was up against J.P. Sears, who had 5 Ks in 6 innings, thanks to these changeups. Luis Castillo had 4 Ks in 6 scoreless innings, and had this sick 91-mile-an-hour changeup and these sliders. His ERA this season, 2.71. Alek Manoah had 6 Ks in 7 1/3 innings, giving up no runs. He had a surprisingly dirty changeup, and I overlaid that changeup with his fastball, and you can see why that's so nasty. Manoah also had this wicked slider. He dueled against Jhoan Oviedo, who had these nasty breaking balls. Charlie F. and Morton continued to showcase one of the best curveballs in the major leagues. He had 7 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings, giving up only 1 run. He got 11 whiffs on his curveball, which was a 65% whiff rate this game. During this game, he also broke the StatCast record for the most 3,100 or more RPM curveballs in a season. CFM can still spin it. He also outdueled likely Cy Young Award winner Sandy Alcantara, who had a rare bad outing, giving up 6 runs. You can see from the updated FanDuel odds, despite that outing, Alcantara is still the clear favorite for the Cy Young Award. Dustin May also had a poor outing, giving up 6 runs, but he did have 5 strikeouts, including breaking balls that were over 3,400 RPMs, and had this mano-a-mano at bat against Juan Soto, where he blew 100 by him. May was outdueled by Darvish, who was my filthiest starter of the day. He had 9 strikeouts in 7 scoreless innings, thanks to an array of fastballs, sliders, splitters, and curveballs. Darvish got his 3,000th K as a professional, counting Japan and MLB, against Cody Bellinger, and did a great job of tunneling overall. Here's an overlay of his 95-mile-an-hour fastball with a slow curveball. And you can see how they look the same, and then that curveball free falls out of the swing path. And I love this 97-mile-an-hour fastball by Darvish that is a cross-up and hits Alfonso Marquez, the umpire. Darvish comes up to him and says, "I'm sorry, my bad, my bad." He hates hurting other people. As you can see from my interview with you, when I talked to him about his triple kill from a few years ago, where he hit the batter, the catcher, and the umpire. He's such a nice dude.
Triple kill.
I've never seen that happen before. And from what I remember, you said you were just trying to throw the ball as hard as you could and ended up hitting 3 people with it.
That made me feel bad, 3 people feel pain in the same time. I was just watching from the mound. That's feel bad.
Now on to my filthiest relievers. Kirby Snead had this KO. Tim Meza had this filthy slider and sinker combo. Dylan Tate had this wicked slider and sinker. Seth Lugo had this 3,300 RPM curveball. Jhoan Duran had this 89-mile-an-hour curveball. Curveballs just shouldn't be 89 miles an hour. Jason Adam had this sword slider. Jordan Hicks had these absolutely disgusting sliders. And here's an overlay with his 101 mile an hour two-seamer. You can see how fast that slider drops. But my filthiest pitch of the day, that was Greg Weissert. First, he had this 2-time zone slider, and I'll overlay it with his fastball, and you can see how much that slider moved. And then he had this slider that I think made Diaz poop his pants a little. This is an amazing 21 inches of break that looks like it's going to hit him, and then ends up catching a ton of the zone. Absolutely mind-blowing stuff. That slider will undoubtedly end up in my filthiest pitches of the year compilation. And now, my Pitching Ninja moment of zen. What can be more zen than a giant bunny and baseball? And of course it happened while Nick Castellanos was hitting.
Put the bunny in the booth. We need more bunny.
I mean, you think bringing a dog out is a lady magnet. You come out here with a big bunny?
It's a person magnet, look.
Yeah, fair, I guess.
What is up, Ninja Nation? My picks of the day today are a 4-leg Crazy 8 parlay, since I've got a bunch of my favorite pitchers going today. I'm going to go with Dylan Cease for 8Ks or more, Max Scherzer for 8Ks or more, Corbin Burns for 8Ks or more, and then I'm going to top it off with Shohei Ohtani for 8Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?